Welcome.
Yo, what up?
I'm looking for my camera, like Dr. Stephen Brule. we're in a new situation here, but welcome to episode 149.
Woo!
And we're going to actually talk about the topic that we said we would 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
On the last day of class episode.
Sorry, y'all. It's been crazy.
It has been crazy. So we just wrapped up week 8 of remodeling the house, and on top of that, we've been flying by the seat of our freaking pants, to keep the show going, and this chaos is coming to a close.
Yeah, it's been a little tough, but hey, man, we're rolling with the punches. We're doing it. And now we're going to bring you a heater of an episode about omens.
Yeah.
What was the... Why did we choose to do an episode about omens?
Well, it was a few weeks ago. We were talking about this topic, talking about what, topic do we want to do. And me and Jenny were riding home from Fayetteville to Wilmington. And I think I mentioned this on a previous episode, but then we didn't go in depth. Or maybe I haven't brought it up at all. But there's this Casey Musgrave song that came out recently. Jenny's a big fan. And I think it's called Cardinal.
Yeah. Well, didn't Jenny talk about that on her episode? Am I tripping?
Maybe we did.
Yeah, she did.
Maybe we did.
Alex, I can see you now.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Oh my! I just realized I can see him.
What's up, man?
Oh my God. Okay, sorry. Yeah, she talked about that on her episode, right?
Right.
Correct, yeah.
And then the whole cardinal.
Well, it's really cool, man. Let me pull up the lyrics because then I'm going to get what happened to with the cardinal.
Yeah, it was that whole thing. And then I learned it's probably almost a year now. I learned about the whole cardinal symbolism, meaning because sadly my brother's dog passed away. It was so sad. And the next day they saw a cardinal right outside the window in the morning in the spot that their dog used to lay down every day. And
that's crazy.
Yeah. My brother texted me and was like, yo, what is is there any kind of significance or something to seeing a cardinal? Which is crazy that my brother would ask me that,
Right.
It's not his wheelhouse. It's not what he's been interested in ever, but I guess we had some pretty deep conversations, me and Robbie, deeper than we've ever had. And I think it just piqued his curiosity. So,
right.
But yeah, it's supposed to symbolize past loved ones bringing you a message or something to that effect, right?
That's what I've gathered.
Yeah.
And I do want to make it clear, I've always been very interested in signs and omens as a concept. I take them very seriously, and at very stressful points in my life, I've always observed animal omens. I remember being 19 or 20, and I'm driving home, and I was going through something serious at the time, and a deer ran out in front of my car on Highway 87, or it passed, it was just right on the road or something. And I thought it was really weird because I've never seen deer out there, an 87 out in Grays Creek.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's not common seeing deer out there.
Not on 87.
Down towards Wilmington, that's
right.
common. But
right.
I
or
just
if
thought
you're
it was
in the sticks of Grays Creek, you see them everywhere.
Yeah, but
on 87,
I've seen one in my life on 87. I thought it was weird, and I went home and I told Dad, and he was like, "You always pay attention to animals," and he just every little thing like that. Growing up, he's always pay attention to animals. God talks to us through animals, so I've always been interested in it. But then lately, Jenny's been really interested in it because of this song. So I wanted to read the lyrics real quick. Mm-hmm. It's called Cardinal. I saw the sign or an omen on the branches in the morning. It was right after I lost a friend without warning. Words unsaid, scarlet red, cardinal. Are you bringing me a message from the other side? Are you telling me I'm on somebody's mind? Don't leave me behind. I took a walk in the city to clear my head for a moment, turned my collar to the wind. On the street it was blowing, and there he was above my head. Cardinal, are you bringing me a message from the other side? I'm going to skip a few repeat lyrics. Are you just watching and waiting for spring? Do you have some kind of magic to bring? Pretty bird. Skip repeat lyrics, and then it basically repeats for the rest of the song. But
yeah, that's literally the Native American kind of lore of it, is that
right.
It's a loved one who has passed and is bringing you a message from the beyond.
So that got my wife talking to me about cardinals and omens and signs. It's just something that privately we, and also there was a time a few months ago before that song came out that I was going through something pretty serious, and a bird just flew headfirst into our window, and I've always heard that that's a serious omen or whatever, and Anyway, so that Sunday that we were driving home from Fayetteville a few weeks ago, and we were like, what do we talk about? What kind of episode do we do? A cardinal freaking nosedived into our car windshield and splat and died. Jenny's freaking out. She's crying. And we're like, I was literally like, dude, it's an omen. Like, this is an omen for something. And then, we're driving down the road, and like, I think at different points, like 3 different cardinals like swooped right in front of our car. And we were just like, okay, let's talk about omens,
Yeah.
So,
what is that supposed to mean? Do you have any like inkling of what that like a bird slamming into your car is supposed to mean?
I've always heard it's like when a bird crashes into a window that it's actually a good sign, that it's something about like...
Well, not for the bird.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Rip, man.
Rip
my brothers and sisters.
Rip to a real one.
Yeah. Rip the head off as it crashes into the window.
God, that's not what I meant.
It just splat right into the window,
Jesus.
But rest in peace, Jesus Christ, man.
There's something morbid about like a bird slamming as hard as it can into your window and dying, perishing. And
dude, it's probably flying.
And then you're like, that's good luck. You're like, oh, something great's going to happen this week.
Dude, that thing's probably flying like 80 miles an hour or something like that.
Okay, hold up. 80 miles an hour.
I mean, I don't know how fast they dive.
That's not
80
no.
miles.
No.
Bird
if a bald eagle dove and hit your window,
Hey,
maybe.
See, what do I know, man?
Apparently not a lot
Apparently
about
a
eagles.
bunch of dumb nothing.
Okay, a bunch of dumb nothing. Side note, have you ever seen a real falcon punch? Have you?
Like from Smash Bros?
No. Well, I mean, dude, falcons do this. When they dive, they go like stupid, insanely fast.
Yeah.
And like bigger falcons will hunt smaller birds, and they will zip down through the sky and like hitting them at that speed, the little bird will like disintegrate.
Then what are they going to eat?
they probably grab the scraps in midair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a real falcon punch. It makes like a pop, like a loud noise too.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
No, I can't say I've witnessed that.
I'm going to have to put you on game. I'll show you some videos.
Yeah. No, I like the one when the pitcher's throwing the ball and it hits the bird.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's terrible.
I hate that.
But,
oh, my God. It's good luck, though, right?
Yeah, right? I don't know, but I read that a bird, flying into the window just in general is like good luck, prosperity, abundance. I think like a lot of people are like, animal omens are bad. It's like you see it in movies all the time. Like it's foreboding. Like I think of Harry Potter because I grew up consuming so much Harry Potter. And in the 3rd book, it's like he sees the black dog. It's an omen of death. Yeah. And then they're like reading the tea leaves and it's like death. All these omens are death. It's darkness. Yeah. But I don't think about it like that.
No, traditionally, like historically, they're not all for bad things. It's like, it's low key like an early version of like scrying.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we'll talk about it in a little bit, like the history stuff. But early on, it was just like a way to try and read the future, like see the future. And then so like the people who started doing it like thousands of years ago, which were, I believe, the Mesopotamians, it looks like. That's like the earliest recorded examples.
That's like the earliest recorded people.
Right, yeah. They were doing it like there's like an active way to do it, which is like, like incense, like reading the smoke and or like
reading bones.
Yes.
When they throw bones and they make patterns. And
exactly.
Tea leaves.
Yeah. Oil and water.
Dude, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff.
Oh, it's sick. And oil and water.
Gets me excited.
Those are like active ways that they used to read omens. And then there's the passive stuff, which is just the stuff that happens and then they interpret it.
Like what I was talking about. Something crashing in the window or something like that.
Just the stuff that just happens on its own.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got some news for you guys.
What's the news?
An announcement of sorts for the listener, for y'all.
Okay.
The Lighthouse is on HBO.
Sweet.
Max, streaming for free right now.
Let's go.
Yeah, I plan on watching it. But it got me thinking.
Oh yeah,
you guys got me thinking about them seagulls.
Yeah.
Wait, you still haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I know a lot about seagulls.
Well, can I tell you a spoiler?
I mean,
No.
you kind of did
Not
a
a-
whole episode about it.
We did a whole episode about it.
Oh, about seagulls or about the movie?
About the lighthouse and about seagulls.
Okay. Well, I'll share my seagull fact after. Go ahead.
Well, it's actually kind of a big plot point of the movie is that that he says it many times. It's bad luck to kill a seabird. He says it many times.
Because it's like the
Right.
souls of trapped sailors.
It's the souls of dead sailors.
Yeah,
Right.
dead sailors.
Is
Yeah,
that what
yeah.
you were going to say?
Well, it's also bad luck if they get inside your boat.
Oh, really?
I found that out from a sailor, actually. If a bird gets inside your boat, that's bad luck. Birds and bananas.
That was the other one. I was just about to say, there's a bunch of boat omens, and you showed
Bananas.
us.
Yeah.
You showed me some video recently or something where somebody had a banana on a boat.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Sounds like me.
There's all kinds of boat related omens,
Yeah,
right?
the banana. I don't really know the bananas for sure, but I think it goes back to bananas spoil quickly and then they spoil whatever is around them. So I think that kind of all has to do with it, and that they wouldn't make the seafair. So
Yeah. I have a cool little description of omens if you want to hear it.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you for entertaining me.
I'm absolutely sure.
Okay. As with all aspects of symbolist thought, the concept of the omen has expressed itself at widely varying levels of sophistication. At their subtlest, omens exist in a world where the boundaries between past, present, and future are permeable. Influences of past conditions or events still echo within the present, while from the other direction, what is to come sends ripples into the now, like the bow waves preceding an advancing boat.
Wow.
Back to boats.
Dude.
This is the
I am loving this
this is
episode.
the boat episode.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hence, the phenomenal play of each moment represents the complex blending of symbolic influences from all three dimensions of time, with those from the future designated as omens. Coming events cast their shadow before them.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
That's a deep quote, man. That's got me pondering.
Pondering the orb.
Got me. I was thinking. It's got me philosophizing, man. Thinking of better times. Me, you, Alex, on a boat in the future, man. Just sitting on the island with alcohol-free Mai Tais,
And bananas.
banana-free
Oh, right.
as well.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah. Banana free.
and just thinking about life and death, man.
All right, I've got a wild abstract thought for you guys
Okay.
because all this boat talk. Boat travel, and more specifically plane travel, is interesting because I'm thinking about this analogy, right? You are when you're flying long distance, especially, you're not where you took off. You're not where you landed. So you're not in the past and you're not in the future and you're not really in the present. You're kind of in this void because you're constantly moving towards what it's just all very, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking way too deep into it.
No, that is a cool abstract thought, though. It's like you're kind of forced. Your physical surroundings are forcing you to be literally in the present moment, while you're in that that interim of travel or whatever. There is something kind of cosmic about that a little bit. It's like
You're kind of lost in the void.
Yes.
You're not where you were and you're not where you're going.
It reminds me of the ferryman. What was the name of the ferryman from Greek mythology?
Charon. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Charon.
Yes, yeah. How he shepherds the souls, he rides the sick boat through the underworld and shit, and shepherds the souls.
Back to boats.
I know it's all. I'm piggybacking off you.
Hey,
dude.
you want to hear a cool boat story?
Yes.
My grandfather, Papa Ted, when he suddenly died of a heart attack on December 3rd of 2013, and a year and a half before that, he almost died from. He had extreme septic poisoning. You know,
Wow.
You know what that is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and he basically died from that, but they were able to, recover him and whatnot. But it was so severe that year and a half period before he eventually died that he was going through all this just crazy surgery and these near-death states of consciousness and all this anesthesia and things like that. And something he told my dad was that he basically died and went to the other side, and he saw him and other souls on a boat.
No.
And that is like how the Egyptians described the afterlife.
Right. Yeah. Like in did you watch God, what was that show? What's that show? Moon Knight.
Yeah.
They showed that in the show. They have that huge like arc.
Yeah.
It's
That
like
show was cool.
It was great. I liked it
really
a lot.
cool.
Like a lot of the newer Marvel stuff is kind of stinky, poopy.
Yeah. That one was pretty
But
cool.
Moon Knight was sweet.
Yeah.
They showed that whole thing, and then like there were a bunch of Egyptian gods in that show. That show was cool. That show was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got some more. A systematic method for identifying omens employed by traditional cultures to foretell the future was to carefully observe the symbols occurring around the beginning of any major development, whether a personal relationship, a public works project, or even an idea. This belief might be referred to as the law of conception. So like the idea is that the real important stuff,
As it's being conceived,
yes,
some sort of omen will occur. I fully believe that.
Yeah, understood esoterically, the context surrounding a phenomenon's birth holds the seeds of its unfoldment and eventual outcome, provided one knows how to interpret their symbolic language. So it's like the energy is all it's like, I like that description. The seeds, or the context surrounding a phenomenon's birth holds the seeds of its unfoldment and eventual outcome.
I love this. I love that we're doing this episode because I feel like in media, in pop culture and whatnot, omens are typically portrayed as like scary and evil.
Yes.
I mean, there's literally
There's a horror movie.
There's
doing the
literally a movie called The Omen.
Yeah.
That is about
It's a horror
freaking.
movie.
He's the Antichrist.
Oh shit!
You know?
Oh, that's the one where the kid's born with the 666 on his forehead. Right?
I don't remember if he has. I saw it when I was like 13.
He has like a birthmark. I thought.
Yeah,
that was
I
like
don't-
666 or something.
I think you're right.
It's an older movie.
Well, there's a remake that came out when we were kids.
Okay.
I saw the remake. But
Okay.
I'm just saying, like anything you see about omens is so dark and scary, but I feel like it's not. I feel like it's just the way the spirit world communicates, you know?
Yes, it's just messages.
The thing
Like a
exactly.
synchronicity
It's
could
messages.
be seen as an omen.
I
right?
see it that way. I see any sort of communication from nature, from animals, from the spirit world, numbers, whatever. I see it all like under the wide stroke of omens. But so the thing that got me, I know we're bouncing around here and that quote was really, really sick, but I wanted to drop something on you.
Drop it.
So my dad was always, you know, he didn't use the word omen. I kind of came to that on my own, but he was always telling me about animals growing up. And we've had some really weird experiences with animals, like
Oh yeah.
downright just weird stuff.
There's lots of them.
Yeah. And in 2015, I was put on to this really fascinating ancient African tribe that even 5,000 years ago had advanced knowledge, and they were the Dogon tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
the thing about the Dogon is that they were like this shamanic elders. They had like a shamanic elder system where the elder of the village supposedly was communicating with these light beings who he claimed that they came from the star Sirius, and they would give all these messages.
Am I misremembering, or didn't they describe some sort of like ship or vessel or something?
I'm not sure about that, but
Okay.
they described a bunch of stuff that holds true in today's scientific terms, like
Oh.
particles and waves and things like that. Like they had a different idea of like the four elements, like fire, air, water, earth. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but each of those four element symbols had like different meanings about reality, like particles, waves, you know,
Mm-hmm.
et cetera, et cetera. And something that they said that really resonated with me was that the spirits, right? If we think about the phenomenon, you know, the beings or whatever, it's all one. I mean, these beings that we're all seeing, these, you know, the lights in the sky, the orbs, whatever, they're not spaceships. They're beings.
Mm-hmm.
They're like spirits. You know?
Souls.
Yeah. They're literally like the spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And if we think about it in how they describe it, I mean, it just totally makes sense. And they said that the beings, the spirits, they communicate through animal signs, through nature, that they can manipulate time at a very fractional. Not that they like manipulate time, but rather that they vibrate at such a rate faster than us because they exist in a twin dimension, and that they can't just pop out all the time and be like boo, boogly boo, you know. but like you know, they give us signs and omens from the other side, like kind of, you know, jiggle a particle here that makes a wave of effects happen that like to us is like this profound, you know, synchronicity or omen or whatever, and that includes animals. So when I read that, I was like, dang, I think I believe in omens now. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's like that other quote about the ripple, what was it? A moving ship, an advancing boat. What is to come sends ripples into the now, like the bow waves preceding an advancing boat. It's like, so as we understand it, like the spirit, these spirits, these spiritual beings, they exist outside of our dimensions, including time. You know, they don't experience time the same way that we do. They're outside of that entirely. And so, yeah, they could interact. It's like they could interact with past, present, and future simultaneously in whatever way that they wish to relay those messages to us and to the other thing. And as far as like them communicating through animals thing, like it's all consciousness, right?
Right.
What are they going to do? Start like influencing like humans? Like, no, that breaks the whole free will thing, right?
Yeah, that's like possession.
Exactly. It's like borderline kind of scary, but like, you know, animals, while they have consciousness like us, it's like a different level of it. And so that would be, to me, the natural like explanation of why they would use nature. They are nature. Spirit is natural. It's the fifth element,
right?
You know, like spirit.
Yeah.
In many cultures, at least.
I think the best quote is System of a Down.
Yeah, spirit moves through all things.
Spirit moves through all things. Yeah.
Spirit moves through all things.
Yeah, that's deep when you think about it, man. No,
it really is. Yeah, I think it's all messages from another place, another time, you know, and they kind of find their way into the now and into our surroundings, give us messages from the beyond.
Yeah. So recently, Dad and I were out sky watching. I say recently. It could have been like close to a year ago at this point. Actually, I remember when it was. It was right before the History Channel episode came out, or maybe right after. It was sometime this past August, and we were sitting outside at night sky watching, and for the first time in my entire life, it was like this blood curdling moment. We're sitting out there, and then we hear this coyote probably 30 to 50 feet away from us just give off this blood curdling howl while we're seeing orbs, you know, and there was some sort of communication going on at the moment that was significant. I can't remember what it was at the time, but it was something that we were, you know, hoping for, you know, praying about, something of that nature. And the whole coyote thing was so strange, dude. My dad is 62 years old, and he's like, his hair was standing up on his arms. He was like, dude, I've lived in North Carolina my whole life. I've never heard a coyote like that near my house, you know? And there's just been so many strange moments like throughout my life where, you know, I'm driving down the road, and just a few months ago, me and Jenny were driving home from the Wrightsville Beach area, and a literal full-size coyote walks out and stops in front of our car on a military cutoff, Alex, like busy traffic road in the middle of the freaking city. Just like a coyote just walks out and stops and looks at us as we're driving, like in the middle of the road, and then trots off. We're like, what the?
There are a bunch of coyotes around here?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, you want to talk yotes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We already.
Yeah. No, the problem is they keep cutting down more trees for new apartments because apparently we got plenty of room for new apartments. And
you got a chip on your shoulder about that.
Oh, I'm pissed, actually. I don't want to get into it, but it might affect my running for mayor in the future. But
I'd vote for you.
Yeah, no. I mean, I hope I got 2 votes at least.
I'll think about it. It's based on your behavior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll vote for you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Out of principle, because then we'll be crooked together. You give me underhanded deals, like, you know, I'll give you extra spot in your lawn on the neighbor's property.
Well, I want in.
Well,
now you gotta pay
it depends.
Damn it!
It depends on behavior.
Shit.
So no, we're basically driving these coyotes out of their habitats. But the problem is also that they're not invasive, but they're considered pests.
Well, I mean, they're one of those animals that like kills everything, right?
I'm pretty sure. I haven't really looked into it. I just know the laws of when you can shoot them.
When were we just talking about that?
Was
it on an episode or was
Yeah,
it on
probably.
this?
No, you don't remember.
No, I remember the conversation. I don't remember what we were doing.
What we were doing was Alex just brought it up because he wanted to talk about it. It wasn't on the show.
It wasn't?
We were just hanging out, and he just started talking about it.
He just started
I don't have to go into detail, Alex. I won't.
Oh, you can go into as much detail as you want.
All right, cool. So we were just all chilling one day. This was like a couple weeks ago or
I
something.
hope I don't regret saying that.
And out of nowhere, Alex just starts talking about how he wants to camp out on his roof with a gun and wait for coyotes. Oh, wait, no. You said
he wanted to lure
You're
them.
missing a vital detail.
That's right. What were you going to lure them with?
Night vision.
Oh,
I thought you were going to lure them with like chickens or something.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was right.
Was it chickens?
Well, no, I want the chickens.
Wait, I remember. We were talking about chickens.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about how cool it would be to have like a farm or like whatever.
Oh, for
and
sure.
Alex just goes, yeah, I want chickens too so that I can lure coyotes into my yard and sit on my roof with night vision goggles and shoot them. Isn't that right? Isn't that right?
He's a vigilante.
Yeah, he thinks he is.
He's like
no.
Bruce Wayne.
I'm saving my chickens.
By day, he's running for
No,
mayor.
No, you're not saving your chickens. You're purchasing chickens so that you
for
can
the eggs.
murder coyotes.
For the eggs.
But that's not what you said.
I'm still.
That's not what you
no,
said.
it's for the eggs.
No, what you said it was to lure the coyotes.
No, I
So
said
you can
I
have a
did say
reason
it
to
that way,
shoot them.
but
He's lying.
No, I said that exactly. But
Oh.
the reality is that they're gonna come. I want the chickens because I want the eggs,
Right.
and I don't want.
is nice,
I
dude.
don't want the coyotes to take my fried chicken.
But okay, all right, Alex. Yeah. We'll go with that version.
It is nice to have
Okay.
a damn crate of jiggling eggs.
jiggling.
I'm gonna glaze right past that,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
when I come in here with a full coyote fur jacket and a
Dude.
full coyote with the hood, and it's the coyote hood head on my head, and it's got his fangs. Y'all are gonna be jealous.
No, we're not. Are you gonna make that
I
yourself?
want a coyote scarf.
I'm
What
just
is
gonna-
wrong with y'all? What is actually wrong with
It's
y'all?
just the tail, though.
I was thinking the tongue.
What? What? Oh my god!
Nah, I don't be. I retired my hunting career long ago, man. Alex can.
I've never hunted. Actually, I've
either.
gone coyote hunting one time.
You didn't see any at all.
No, we had a Bluetooth speaker. We were playing injured small animal noises, and we were just sitting in the field watching this Bluetooth speaker. They're smart. I mean, they're dogs, and that's kind of makes you feel a little bad about it. But they're smart, and then what they'll do is they travel in packs, and if they have this possible prey, they will circle it. Because at some point in that circle, they'll be downwind and they'll be able to smell. So if I was standing too close inside that circle, they would eventually smell that human scent and basically be like, nah.
That is smart.
Yeah, they're dogs.
It's like they're just like wild dogs.
Yeah.
They're big too, man.
They can get big.
They're big.
Dude, when I was a kid, when I was like probably around 10 or so, my dad, for like no joke, like probably 3 or 4 years straight, he was like keeping tabs on this wild coyote that was roaming around Fayetteville, not Hope Mills, Fayetteville,
Yeah, that's weird.
like in the city.
Right.
And he named him Cody the Coyote, and he would literally go to China Garden. Remember China Garden?
Yeah.
He would go to China Garden like at least once a week to get us Chinese food for dinner, and he would.
Oh,
buy...
I thought you were talking about the coyote.
What?
I was like, the coyote's going to China Garden.
Yeah,
He's getting them chickens, man.
I put coyote.
Sweet and sour chickens.
Yeah,
Man.
I put Cody the Coyote on my back and took him to China Garden.
I thought he went to the. I honestly, in my head, was going that coyote's going to the dumpster of the China food place.
No, it's worse than that. My dad would buy him food.
Ooh,
He would
The
go,
coyote.
Yes. He would buy extra food because he knew that either on his way to or from work every day he was going to see Cody the Coyote somewhere.
Dude, your dad would track a coyote.
Right?
I mean,
right. It's not like when you hear that it's my dad doing it, it's not a crazy thought.
I'm telling you, son, there's this coyote roaming Fayetteville.
No, it was more like
today I saw him off 301.
Yeah, it was more like he'd come home and like one of the first things out of his mouth would be like, "I saw Cody today. He was down there by the Harbor Freight. He was over by the Harbor Freight today." And
That's
like
amazing.
every day he would update us on Cody the Coyote.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
dude.
I know. He had this relationship with a coyote in
I'm
Fayetteville.
starting to develop a relationship with stray cats.
Really?
Oh man, that's a wonderful, beautiful thing, dude.
At work.
It
So
is.
I'm not very affectionate to the stray cats, but I just kind of keep tabs on them.
Right, because you got to be cool around your boat,
Well,
guys.
I'm by myself. I'm a little abrasive.
I would have been surprised if you were affectionate.
That
I mean, out of all the cats, I lean towards the street cat. I like an indoor-outdoor cat.
Yeah.
In the words of Lil B, man, fishing is just finesse and sea animals.
That's a Lil B line. Fishing is just finessing sea animals. That's a legendary line.
Yeah,
Fishing is just finessing sea animals.
it's amazing.
You want
man.
me to talk? You want me to talk omens?
Yeah, I was about to say, man, this it's all just an omen that we're sitting here
It's all just
finessing
omen.
each other.
I got hella cool historical facts about omens. I want to hear what you have to say first, though.
Well, I got at least one omen story. I got two, but I'll hang on to one.
I feel like they don't happen to me like before. It's
Really?
always during or
Well,
after.
that's what
for
mine's
me.
about.
Okay, hit it.
So we were talking about Omen episode. We talked about Omen episode a week before we mentioned it 2 weeks ago. We've been talking about So anyway,
It's been crazy.
yeah,
It has been.
We're talking about Omen episodes, and so I started going, okay, I'm gonna have an Omen. I'm gonna have an omen. Like I'm
you were
manifesting
manifesting.
this
Oh,
into my life. Like
okay.
I want let's create some content, right, for the podcast. Give me an omen. Give me an omen. Not happening. It was time to record the first try. No omen. I was like, whatever. We come into the studio. Hey, we're not doing omens. Cool. Next week, right? I actually did get the omen that time. So that was that day. I think it was Thursday. It's strange because Olivia, my fiance, she always wakes up first. She's morning dog duty. So the dog gets up about 5:30, 6 o'clock. She takes the dog out.
Y'all
which is
take
great.
shifts.
Yeah, I'm night shift.
Okay.
Night shift is scarier. It's just, it's dark.
Oh, you mean taking the dog out on a walk?
I'm night shift for dog.
For dog.
She's
For dog.
This is me being affectionate.
It is?
No, so it was
Do
just
you
weird.
call Olivia woman? That's all you call her?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. So I just woke up. I woke up on Thursday about like 5:30, 5 o'clock, and I was like, man, I feel pretty good. I'm just going to get up. She was fast asleep. I was like, all right, I'll just take the dog out, Take the dog out. We're walking, me and the dog, and boom, owl just whoom,
There you
right
go.
in front of us.
Whoa.
And like right in front of us, and then down across the water, and then perches up in a tree back the way I had to go. So I was like, oh, there's my omen. Sick. And took the dog back. We're walking back, and the owl is just going off.
Oh, a few weeks ago you were telling us I have an omen to share with you guys. Is
Yeah.
this it?
And so that was the day of the Omen episode, or when we were going to do the Omen episode. And I was like, cool, Omen. Like, this is going to be a good day. It was not.
It was a bad omen.
The day was garbage. And I can't remember exactly what happened, but it was just like mildly bad thing. Oh, I remember one of the things was I thought I lost my wallet. I put my wallet in the wrong spot in the car. Called her, hey, is my wallet at home? No, it's not here. Check here. No, not here. I called everywhere I went. Was like, hey, did you see a wallet? Did you see a wallet? I locked all my cards.
Oh, no.
I locked all my cards, and then I found it.
Oh.
So I had to go unlock all my cards. And
That's a nightmare.
I dropped 3 different things down the crack of my driver's seat.
Oh,
This has never happened to me. I'm not that kind of person.
I remember you telling us that.
For context, for the listener, Alex is like extremely organized.
And meticulous.
And yes, like everything is to the nines, to the T's. Like that doesn't happen to Alex. Alex doesn't lose things, and like certainly doesn't drop things through the crack in his car.
3 times in one day.
It might sound like a normal thing because like that's a pretty much daily occurrence for me, but for Alex,
I haven't done it once since that day.
that does not.
This is
happen.
2 weeks ago.
Damn.
Yeah.
That owl was out to get you.
So
dog.
I'm like, man, and it just was, but it's not like, oh, my whole day sucks. Like, oh, day's ruined. It's just like mildly infuriating things, like the whole day.
Compounding.
And then we get in, and I'm like, all right, got an omen to share, and it was like, not doing it. we're doing last day of class, so
Well, we were going to do it until you broke out that awesome story about your instructor. And then we were 20 minutes in after that story, and it's like, well,
okay. Wait a minute, though.
he's been doing that a lot.
I had the owl, and then my instructor came to me with that story that happened that night, that morning.
Right, yeah.
So my instructor had his experience in the morning, and then I had the owl in the morning, and then my day was like trying to throw me off on purpose. So you could interpret it as the spirit world acting up. The omen for me was, hey, we're still here, spirit world. And then the physical world was like, oh, what if we make him mad? What if we throw him off his game? What if we throw him off this spirituality?
So wait, was that your coworker that had that?
My instructor.
Right, your instructor.
Yeah, I've developed a pretty cool relationship.
So did that happen before or after the owl?
It would have been
The night before.
3 hours prior to the owl,
I mean,
give or take.
that's kind of wild. So like after that happened, one of the first things you saw that day was an owl swooping in front of you.
I didn't know that had happened.
No, right.
Yeah.
No, right, but it did.
This happens for him at 2 a.m.
And then at
you're up there.
5:30.
5:30 in the morning, owl. And then my day goes just mildly frustrating.
The thing to me is that specifically he just happened to be the morning shift for Juno.
Right.
Which he usually does the night walk.
Good point. I didn't
know?
even think about that.
Like something is different here.
Yeah.
This day was completely different. It started off different.
Sometimes I think there's a theory like that. And when I leave my house, there's like a median, and the median has trees in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like if you're going, the right side goes. It's like the flow of traffic, right?
Yeah.
But it's like a neighborhood road. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I'll be like, if I'm feeling something weird or I just want to act up, I go the opposite side. I go the wrong way around it on purpose for no reason other than like, let's throw some chaos into this day. Mm-hmm. Like if there's some butterfly effect or predestined thing, I'm just like, I'm going this way.
I do that sometimes.
On the spot, yeah.
It's
change it up.
In the spur of the moment. Like, I'm going to walk this way instead of this way. Just change it up a little bit. See what happens.
I was listening to or reading about those glitch in the matrix type stuff, and that's how it happens.
I wanted to talk about that too. I'm glad but a lot of the stuff you were just talking about reminded me of some of the things I wanted to hit today. It's very clear.
Hit it.
I haven't had if I'm just being candid here to our wonderful listeners, I wanted to talk about this too. But in the last 8 weeks, I've been doing construction. I have not been as hands on as I would like to be, and I haven't really had time to do much research. But
I got some.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I got you, homeboy.
But my point is, there were some things that I wanted to talk about, like off the top of my head. Like, for example, The Matrix, different pop culture representations of omens. And one of those was The Matrix, when it's like the black cat is walking by.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the first mission that Neo goes on after he's gone through his awakening and his training. It's the
After
one
he took the pill and
right.
yeah. And did
when
it,
what's the little guy's name? Mouse. Right. The one where he gets shot up and dies and
Is it Mouse?
or Mouth maybe.
You talking about the guy who stays?
The one who made the girl in the red dress, the lady in the red dress.
Yeah. I don't remember his name. Let me find out.
But it's the mission when Neo
That's not
goes.
the key maker, is it?
No.
That's like the second one, I think.
I didn't hear which Matrix you were referencing. The first one?
The first one, yeah. But it's the one when
it's Mouse.
Mouse, yeah. He's going on. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He's going on his first mission. It's the one where he dies, and he sees the black cat walk by, and then he sees it walk by again, and he's like, deja vu. And they're like, what?
yeah, they freak out.
Deja vu. I saw a black cat twice. And they're like, we got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, it's like, in the lore of the movie, the agent takes over. But I mean, when you think about it, it's the spirit world manipulating animals and physical reality.
Yeah.
To not like from the perspective of the movie to give us a message, but I just thought that was really cool. The profound nature of that. And
in the context of those movies, the Matrix is like, well, I guess it would be the real world would be like the spirit world, maybe, and the Matrix would be what we know as the real world,
right,
or whatever. So it's kind of the same concept, like messages, signs being sent from the other side. It's like the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing is I wanted to talk about a major omen that my dad had. Actually, I had with him. When my grandfather died in 2013, we rode in a limo to the church because that's just common, like in funeral processions. A lot of times, like the children.
Oh, for a funeral.
For a funeral.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like the intermediate family, or the immediate family, or whatever. They'll oftentimes do a limo.
Yeah.
With the funeral service, and we rode in a limo to the church where the ceremony was, and it was raining. It was December. Very cold, rainy day.
Oof.
And I don't know if you remember, but when you're going down, now I haven't lived in Grace Creek in like 8 years now, but I'm trying to remember if is it Hawk Bullard Road?
H. Bullard?
Yeah, his name was Hawk.
Oh.
Hawk Bullard.
I never knew that's what the H was for.
Yeah, he married one of my ancestors. But H. Bullard Road, I think it's H. Bullard Road when you...
In Grace Creek?
When you go down that road, right?
Off Cypress Lake
to
Road?
go to where our church used to be, the tent church.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going down H. Bullard Road. Yeah. Rainy December day, and on a tree stump on the side of the road, there was an owl just freaking looking at us as we're going to the funeral, and we thought that was very weird.
That's super weird.
Dad put that in the book. There was another time where I think it was my grandfather had cancer before he died. He did beat the cancer. He had a sign. He had a whole healing situation. That might also be in Dad's book. I can't remember. But at one point, an owl swooped down on the patio, like over their head. And we've just had so many weird things with owls, dude. Right before my dad was shot by a shotgun at 10 years old, he was face to face with an owl.
You said right before?
Like the day or two before, yeah.
Damn.
He's 10 years old.
But the way he told the story, the owl wasn't real.
What?
Like the owl was more etheric, I thought, because that was in the beginning of the book.
I don't know. I mean, he was 10 years old, man. So,
yeah, it was well written.
Yeah.
It was like, I could have sworn he said something like ghostly or like almost translucent owl, but I could also just be straight making that up.
That's the bull with the lady.
Okay, I might be getting
He really
confused.
saw the owl, yeah. And then there was this one time that I took as like the biggest omen of my entire life, and it fundamentally changed me inside out. I've told the story many times on the podcast back in 2012 when me and Dad were talking about the phenomenon, and then the cows started mooing at me, but there wasn't really
I was thinking about that too.
Cows there or anything, but
I was thinking about that's definitely an omen. I was thinking about the same thing.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know. I just stuff like that doesn't happen to me before.
Right.
It happens during and after. I can't think of any examples.
Can you explain that for me a little bit?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, like weird synchronicities. Like,
yeah, they only happen to you during or before or after what?
Okay, so for instance, like the amount of synchronicities that were happening while I was in the process of like finding out if this whole move thing was going to work for me.
Oh, okay.
The synchronicities were through the roof, like daily, many times a day.
So it seems to me like you're getting more of a keep going message.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like hold fast.
Yes.
Hang in there kind of thing.
Yes. That is what it feels like for me always. It's never like a foreboding or a foreshadowing, at least not that I've noticed. It's always like a during or even after sometimes. I'll get like weird little signs and stuff.
That makes me go into nature loves courage thing. But I'll hold my tongue.
Maybe we'll talk about that soon.
Yeah, maybe we will in like 3 weeks or something.
or in like.
Okay, I got some cool stuff. Let's see. The ancient Mesopotamians looked for omens, both provoked and unprovoked, in everything, and believed that the universe we live in is sort of like a giant canvas for messages from the divine, believing that nearly, if not everything in existence, carried with it a message. And back in these times, omens were interpreted by several methods. There was like, they did liver divination, which is like literally examining the livers of like dead sheep and dead animals, and like to see if there were weird like abscesses and stuff like that. And apparently, like
it's accurate.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That one doesn't resonate with me.
Well,
no,
but think about it though, because your liver. No, okay, serious.
Preach. Come on, spit.
Seriously, your liver filters toxins.
Yeah.
And
many toxins are released psychosomatically.
Right.
Ah.
And that animals operate on a
somewhere.
different frequency. Like animals are more sensitive and in tune to nature, what's going on here and behind the veil. So if there's toxicity or something that would release that in their mind, just beyond the realm of human perception, that they then release those toxins into their liver. We dissect the liver and say, "Oh, fuck."
Right? Yeah. I mean, you gotta remember, this is back in like the very like 2 BC to like 10
farther
to like 10 BC.
Dude, Mesopotamia was like more like 2000 BC.
Right.
Like
right.
way back.
But like at these times, there were every royal court had a magician.
Right.
All of them around the
Talk about job of jobs.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding? Like Merlin?
It's like being a weatherman. Like nothing, you can do no wrong.
Right.
Like, your experiment killed a couple people. Whatever. He's just the magician.
But yeah, like every royal court had an appointed court magician. And these were the same guys who did all forms of divination, like the smoke stuff and the oil stuff. And like here, there's more examples. Yeah, lecanomancy is it's where a court magician observes patterns of oil and water in a dish. And then there's
That's cool.
Yeah,
Never heard of that one.
They would like I was saying earlier, there are like the unprovoked ones, which is where like there's one really cool example. Okay, quick example of an unprovoked omen. This is the Battle of Halys in 585 BC. This is in Book 1 of Herodotus's Histories. It's an investigation of the conflict between Croesus, the king of Lydia, and Cyrus, the king of Persia. In a typical Herodotian fashion, he makes much digression and comes to the story of the Battle of Halys. Herodotus records that in the 6th year, a battle took place in which it happened. When the fight had begun, suddenly the day became night.
What?
This change of the day, Thales the Milesian had foretold to the Ionians, laying down as a limit this very year in which the change took place. The Lydians, however, and the Medes, when they saw it had become night instead of day, ceased from their fighting and were both much more eager that peace should be made between them. So like middle of this battle in 585 BC, a solar eclipse that happens like once every 1,000 years happened in the middle of this battle, and both sides stopped fighting and came to a brokered peace.
That's another great subject of conversation.
What?
Omens of the stars and stuff.
Oh, dude, that's how that's low key how it started. Some of the earliest means. Well, actually, no. This wasn't the early stuff, because obviously astronomy, it wasn't like being studied. But by the 7th century BC, diviners and court magicians began relying primarily on astrology to find and interpret omens.
Right.
They were all about it.
That's very cool.
But so those are what you would consider unprovoked, because you don't do anything. They just happen.
Yeah.
A sheep dies and they're like, let's open its liver. Let's see what's in its liver.
I mean, among other things.
Among other things.
Right.
But
What are you going to do? Let him just sit there?
Right, yeah.
Come on. You're going to make some spicy meatballs.
Yeah, there's valuable information in that liver. I'm just saying. We can crack
And
that
maybe
thing.
other parts.
They can
Speaking
find-
of
yeah.
liver, I had some liver today.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Man.
gross. Anyway, that's actually called hepatoscopy. It's like
I'll buy it.
it's observing irregularities and abnormalities of the entrails of sacrificial sheep. So
So you just slice that thing open, and the way the guts fall is like, oh, it's bad luck for 7 years.
yeah.
The intestines are twisted a funny way.
Yeah. They would either like do it after a sheep already died, or they would sacrifice one, which that would be provoked. And then like the oil and the water thing, that's provoked. Tarot,
Tea leaves.
yeah,
The bone throwing.
bone scrying and reading.
That was popular in China, where they would. I'm pretty sure it might have been China, where they throw the bones and they read the patterns of them.
And now a story of Alexander the Great. You perked up a little bit when I said that.
I was just excited. I might, it might be about me for a second.
This is kind of crazy.
not.
This is pretty fucking crazy. Alexander the Great's death was predicted by several omens.
Wow.
Ravens falling dead at his feet as he approached Babylon, which is where he died,
Wow.
by the way.
Wow.
Literally, like flocks of ravens just died as he approached.
That's crazy.
A sacrificed animal whose liver had no lobe. Look, man.
Hepatocracy.
Hepatocracy.
What was it called?
It's a form of-
Hepatomodology.
Hepatoscopy.
Hepatoscopy, man.
Yeah. Hepatocracy is a form of it's like political.
It's like, baby, I got loaded with appointments this week. I got my hepatoscopy Tuesday at 3. I got my colonoscopy.
Yeah.
And then I got my prostatoscopy.
Yeah. So the sacrificed animal whose liver had no lobe, a lion in his menagerie being attacked and killed by a tame ass.
Wait. Are we talking about like the donkey?
Dude, shut up.
Yeah.
No, someone's butt
I mean-
killed a lion.
That's kinda
we
wild.
over here reading livers. I mean,
Bro. Yeah, you're right. Anything could happen, I guess. Dude, bro, a tame donkey killing a lion?
that's thugging, dude.
That's thugging. He thugging deep.
That's crazy, bro.
A prison.
Okay,
you on the wrong block.
Real talk. Real
Yeah,
talk.
you fucked up. You fucked up coming around here.
I got a question for y'all.
Yes.
You're on a mission. The mission is for everything. Statue, fame, whatever.
Statues?
Yeah, sure. You get a statue at the end, I'm
Okay,
sure.
Okay.
Ravens start falling
Rewards.
dead at your feet.
Yeah, all that stuff.
A donkey kills your lion. What are you going to do? Quit?
The sheep ain't got a lobe on his liver.
No, I'm serious.
That sheep ain't got no lobe.
Wait, what do you do? Honest question.
Okay,
Quit?
well, listen, in context,
Turn around?
these are times. What do you mean turn around? These are times where you have a fucking court magician whose job it is.
It ain't looking good, Alexander.
It's like you have a guy who it's his whole job to interpret nature and tell you if something's bad is coming. Like, yeah, I'd probably I'm paying this guy to tell me this shit's happening and like turn around.
I cannot shake the thought that the real modern day version of this court magician is just the weatherman. Like I'm stuck on this.
Yeah.
We pay this guy a salary. He's wrong more than 50% of the time.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, that's honestly a good parallel.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It's a
they're
good
just
parallel.
predicting cosmic weather.
But then
He's
the
like, sir, if you don't turn around, you're going to be Alexander the Late.
come on.
That was bad, but I thought
It was bad.
Okay, no, but you guys haven't answered the question.
I did.
What's your answer?
I would listen to the court magician. I'm paying him.
You're seeing the signs yourself too.
Yes.
A raven fall. How many ravens have to fall dead at your
Okay,
feet
you know
before you
what?
think maybe I got to change?
gotta-
my-"
Enough.
Yeah.
You don't like his answer. What's yours? If you're going to press him over his answer,
Yeah.
what's your answer?
I don't. What did he say?
You're Alexander, damn it.
What's your answer?
I don't think I'd. I think I'd press on.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah, and he died.
So did his.
Here we are.
So did his court magician. So did everybody else around there.
Because Alexander decided not to turn around.
Because there was
Also,
no lobe.
the people who won are dead now too.
Well, that's just because of time.
How did he die?
He he was assassinated, wasn't he? He was killed.
Actually, I don't know. I'll look it up.
Okay, so the last thing was a prisoner wearing the royal diadem and robes, seated on Alexander's throne. These were all omens believed to have predicted his death, according to Plutarch.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's super cool.
it is.
You know who else had a so to speak, court magician? More like a court astrologer. And this is
Malaria or typhoid fever, which were rampant in ancient Babylon.
Oh, wow. So guess what? If he listened to the damn court magician and turned around, they wouldn't have gone to Babylon. And he
What if he
died
died from that?
What if he died from one of them ravens gave him typhoid fever?
Then he should have turned around.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you're not. You're saying you press on.
Oh, no, I am saying press
burn
on.
the boat?
Yeah, look, you forgot. You forgot your own stance.
You're saying you'd listen to the court magician.
Well, listen, the real Alexander the Great was far too busy with his boyfriend. So, like, he was. I mean, there's books about it.
Yeah, it's true.
He cared too much about it.
It's true. It's in the movie.
What movie?
That Alexander the Great movie. I can't remember what it's called.
It's on
There's
the
a
TV,
movie.
so it must
there
be
is a
real.
movie.
Really?
I don't know.
I can't remember the movie, but there is a legit Alexander.
You're not talking about Troy.
No. Let me look it up. There is a movie about Alexander the Great. I'm pretty sure, man.
And then there's that book that. Oh no, wait. I'm thinking about Song of Achilles. That's a different.
Yeah,
book.
I
Troy
watched,
is awesome though.
I watched
movie's
yeah.
awesome. I've seen
Kingdom
it
of Heaven
thousands
for the
times.
first time.
Great
That was
movie.
cool.
Great. Have you seen that one?
It's been forever.
It's called Alexander.
I've never seen it.
It's
What a great name.
I think it's Angelina Jolie. I think it's Colin Farrell.
Angelina Jolie plays Alexander the Great. That's fucking.
No,
sweet.
she plays Alexander the Great. Oh. Anthony Hopkins is Ptolemy, bro.
What?
Bro, Rosario Dawson is Roxanne. Come on now,
What?
Roxanne.
Roxanne.
All she wanna do is party all night.
What's happening?
Not the Roxanne I was thinking of.
Yeah, you're thinking about the better Roxanne from that musical.
I saw this remix of that song, except they only said rocks.
Rocks. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the one that the police was it? Isn't it the police? Yeah.
Okay, so you know who in modern times had a court astrologer and actually like predicted? Okay,
Nostradamus.
Obama.
I said modern times.
Who did it?
Closer. Ronald Reagan. He had a legit astrologer, like in private, that dude, he wouldn't even like, he would make, or it was his wife who was like really into this stuff. Dude, he was attempted like 3 times. And it was predicted by the astrologer. For real.
And he kept ducking them and dodging them.
He kept moving on, like
Pushing on.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, he did survive him though. But I just, that didn't exactly go away.
If you're on a mission, you can't quit.
Unless
what I'm saying, man.
Unless your court magician tells you to quit.
I fire him, get a new one.
Hey, which one of us is the court magician in this scenario?
In this scenario,
Like, yeah,
I feel like we are the court magicians that are badly neglected and abused by Alexander the Late.
You and I are the court magicians.
It's like, sir, please, my worshipful master, I desire you to stay alive. He's like, shut the fuck up. I'm going to do what I want. Then he gets shot in the liver, and it's like, his lobe is hanging out, and it's like, I'm telling you, my worshipful master, it's a bad sign.
Oh, my God.
Let me examine your liver.
Oh, yeah. We need to check your liver out. Dude. We really do.
He's silent.
Would you be willing to do that? Would you be willing to?
No, probably not.
I just am disappointed you didn't care that you were just adorned as worshipful master.
I just kind of soaked it up because finally, the truth is realized.
Of course you soaked it.
What is that supposed to mean? What the fuck? What is that?
It actually just felt right,
Yeah.
Oh my God. What's happening
Back
right
to
now?
Mormons, man.
More?
Oh my God, Brian.
More? Oh. Oh God! Where's Bobby and Marky when you need them? Oh my God! That joke went over so many people's heads. You know that so many people are like, "What the fuck are they talking about? What does he mean, Mormon?" You're crying. You're crying right now. Oh God,
Oh, man.
Oh my God, that was.
I feel free from the pressure
from the pressure
of all this damn construction.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, for sure. Soak it up.
I think the way Ryan's acting is an omen.
For what?
The next episode.
Okay, all right.
It's about that time.
Let's get it then. Let's do
about
it.
that time.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Bye, guys. We said guys twice, but it's okay. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Guys.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, check out our other videos.
And before you go, don't forget to subscribe. See you next week. Peace.